We are live. Hey, I like to start off by saying good day, good day, good day. You know what? Thank you for joining me. Here it is. I got some special guests with me on the panel. And basically right now is what we're going to discuss today is that guy, DJ Academic, and that, unjustified comment that he made in regards to the pioneers of hip hop. Talking about, like look at these guys, like look at how they dress, how they present themselves, that they're dusty. Like right now, is to me, I took it personal. So I don't know about y'all guys, but it kind of turned my stomach because when you look at somebody that was able to eat off of a foundation that the founders of hip hop built, and then you're gonna come along not even knowing your history, like back then when they used to say study your lesson. Yeah, he need to really study his lesson, man. So guys, like I said right now, whoever want to take it, let's go from there. Hey, let's make it happen.
Well, I would like to, introduce, a couple of friends, family, actually. My boy Henji, he's somebody that's been in the culture and the industry for a very long time. From Brooklyn, and probably one of the first guys that moved to California in the early '80s. And I wanted to have him along because he has a different perspective, coming from the West Coast. And then also my boy Kev Mack, you know, he's official tissue. That's all I can say. So, Kev is somebody from Los Angeles that I would say his name ring bells. He's been out here. He's been, with Ice-T in the early days or what have you. And I felt that he definitely would have a perspective from a whole different view per se, because at the end of the day, this hip hop thing is all of ours. It's everybody contributed. I don't care if you're from down south, if you're from the east or west, everybody contributed and made it what it is today. So I felt that with this guy, Academics, what he said, I was like, well, I think we should have a panel so it's not biased. You know what I'm saying? So people won't think, oh, this is just the East Coast. No, we have people, official from the West Coast that's going to rep, and we just going to shine some light on this topic because at the end of the day, when things are in their infancy, when it's just starting out, no one makes money when the thing just starts. You know what I mean? It's no different than, Muhammad Ali. He was the guy, but you can't compare the money he made to Floyd Mayweather. It just doesn't happen like that. Okay, I see we got Robert from the Disco Twins that just chimed in. Are you okay over there, Rob? I guess not. But anywho, so I mean, I guess I would want to start with, we got to take it back to, where it's five of us on here right now. We could just basically go and just talk about the beginnings for everybody, like how, what did they see when this thing started before it was called hip hop? What was the climate? In the city of New York, the climate of the city in LA when this thing was starting before the money got into play. Okay, I see we got Jeff Harris in the building. Jeff Harris is someone that he's definitely an OG in this industry. He's somebody that he was actually like one of the first promoters back in the 70s. And he definitely got a story to tell. I don't know if he's gonna let it all out today, but he definitely has a story to tell. So I would like to start like, okay, be it Jeff. Can you hear me, Jeff?
I hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
So you're probably our senior. You're probably the oldest person on this panel. So I mean, just give us a quick overview of for you when you were young and when this thing started, and what was the climate? How was did people know that this was going to be a $1 billion business, or was it just doing it for fun?
Okay.
Hey, Jeff, hold up for a
Yeah.
second, Jeff. Before you get started, hey guys, listen, we got to make sure right now we are mute and when we're not speaking because we hear a lot of static in the background.
Well, I'm in the room by myself, so it's not coming from over here.
Okay, I got you. All right, go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, well, this is I'd like for you guys to kind of like, this is a deep story. My father bought me a hot dog stand when I was 13 years old. And you know how we all like to go to the park. He says, son, you go to that park every day, you're gonna take this Frankfurter wagon with you. Okay. And I didn't like that move, pushing that contraption through the street that day. But make a long story short, when I got up there with the cart, I left my father there and walked away. And when I turned around, he had a long line of people wanting hot dogs. I said, oh shit. So I went back. And make a long story short, every day I couldn't wait to take that hot dog stand to the park. We made $800 that day. I'm 13. Now I turn 20, 21, 22. I got off a bus accidentally on Jamaica Avenue in Queens. And I said, I'm going to bring my hot dog wagon up Jamaica Avenue. And I did. Make a long story short, and a year and a half, I ended up having a hot dog stand on mostly every corner on Jamaica Avenue. A young man come up to me, and every day when I roll my carts out, my group of people, my vendors would walk up Jamaica Avenue. The guy come follow me all the time, every day, every morning. He's there, and there. Fine. So he built a rapport with me over a matter of time. Then as he built the rapport, one day he says he want to go in the music business. Okay. He ain't got no money. Fine. You know, he's seen that I had a cash flow. Asked me for $300. Okay. I said, okay, I give him the 300. He come back the next day for another 300. And he made me these promises. He said, yo, man, whatever I do, you're going to be down. I'm going to make you a part of the company, except that bond went on for 8 months. That bond was so bad that my cash flow changed. So what I did, I got 2 more hot dog wagons, old ones. I fixed them up, make them look like new. Put one at a motor vehicle and one at a condensate. The profits from them cars, that brother can have. Fine. He made his record. I heard the record. One day I'm selling my hot dog. He come back and say, listen, I can't get my record played. I said, go back to the radio station and put a couch in front of that motherfucker. So one day I'm selling my hot dogs. I hear the record come through the radio station, through my radio, because I kept a radio on my card. And the record was, These Are the Blow, Curtis Brett, Blow. And as soon as I heard the record, Russell Simmons is jumping in my arms. Okay, so that young man was Russell Simmons. And let me tell you something. As time went on, see, y'all a little younger. That's how East Coast hip hop started, with a hot dog man, black Frankfurter man. And you know what? He didn't keep his promise. He never paid me back my money. Let me tell you something. That bond was so deep that, remember, I stood in the rain, snow, and the sleet with the criminals and made that was a serious dollar I gave him. And he never respected it. And as I called him, see, what happened was, it was a time after the bond went on for 8 months straight. That bond, let me tell you how he balled. He balled like this. I go in the club at night. He come to the club. Jeff, I need another 200. Boom, I give him 200. Echo, his name club is Echo, Encore. The next 2 days, he's back up on the avenue looking, getting more money from me. My carts were coming at the end of the day. They'd be short, 75, 50. I said, well, why are you short? Russell hit us up. He said it was all right. Fine. I had to stop that. So what I did, I go home at night, put the money away. When I come on the avenue, here come Russell. I said, here. Okay? Now, guess what? The 8 months is over. He's blowing up. 2 years go by. A year and a half go by. I decide to call him. Okay? But I'm calling him to help me put a group on. I'm not even thinking about the money involved. I didn't care. I wouldn't think about that. I want your help. He got money from me over 30 times. Serious shit. You understand? And what he didn't realize, we were men at 13, 18. We were Muslims. We were not the average kids. Our parents trained us to do for ourselves and work for ourselves. But what he did, see, what happened was when I started calling him, the game got real big. Hip hop was blowing up. And what happened? He couldn't. He thinking I'm calling to recoup that promise he made me. No, I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just thinking for some help. I got a little girl group. I need some help. Put it on. He ran from the phone, wouldn't take my phone call. Very long story short, he dissed me for 8 years. I ran after him for 8 years. Why? Because he did so much borrowing from me at a young age. And that promise, hold up, that promise, you gotta understand, you gotta get into this. That borrowing was so deep, it was embedded in my heart. I wasn't a crook. I don't know about this stealing or conniving shit or niggas getting over. That's what he did to me. So it took me 8 years to realize that, yo, he just used you, brother. And if you ever speak to him, he could tell him, listen, you can pay my money back and be a man. See, you gotta understand something. He took a dollar from a man. We might have been 18, 19, 20, 21. You took money from men, young men. You never put it back. You didn't keep your word. Now, I had to live. Look what I had to live with. I had to go in stores and see Fat Farm clothing. I had to see Baby Fat. I had to see Dave Chappelle blowing up. I see Martin Lawrence blowing up. I feel like, yeah, you hear the goat? No, I feel like I'm the elephant. You understand? I'm the dude that broke. I'm not take a firecracker now. Hold on. I'm not saying I'm the body, but I was a fucking fuse for that man. You understand? And he wasn't man enough to tell the world at a Frankfurter man, hot dog. A New York City fireman brought me that hot dog wagon. You understand? And all my workers that he was taking money, they still alive. This story is so deep with me and Russell. I'm gonna tell you how deep it was. Look, after all that went down, I seen Russell, can I get a meeting? He give me a meeting. I go to his house, 10 o'clock in the morning, ring the bell. Russell's not home. Jeff. Okay, fine.
Right, but look, Jeff, listen.
Go ahead.
We don't want you to tell your whole story on here like that.
No, I know. Listen, the story is so deep. I didn't even tell you an inch of it.
Right,
but that's enough. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna shut it down. Let me say this. East Coast hip hop started off Jamaica Avenue. I don't give a fuck what LL. I don't care what none of them think or feel. But if I don't help that brother, I don't think there'd be a LL. I don't think there'd be a Def Jam. I don't think there'd be a Def Jam comedy. And I hope Russell's man enough one day until to let y'all know the truth. That's how hip hop started. East Coast. You tell me where my place should be. I'm not saying I started hip hop. I'm telling you what I did for him. Now y'all take it from there.
Okay, so Jeff,
we can always bring Jeff back. Jeff, we always can bring you back. So at a later date and time, Hash, set it up.
Right, no doubt. But look, Jeff, I want you to let the people know, and especially as the younger generation, you were one of the premier promoters throughout New York back in the 70s.
I promoted. I promoted Riff and Cliff, Maboya, Pete J.J. Jones, Plummer, Grandmaster Flash, New Sounds, Donnie Lawrence, Dance Master, who did not touch. I was the elephant. Trust me, and still is.
Right. So can you explain what the climate was before this thing that we call hip hop was?
Well, the interesting part, I seen it and I was there when there was no hip hop, no mainstream corporate hip hop. Listen to the story I told you. Russell came to me with no money, broke, hungry, couldn't get on the bus, couldn't get on the train, bring his girlfriend up there and she pushed her on the side. Her name was Puppet. She put her on the side and come borrow here. So I supported because I'm a young Muslim. We was raised to help our brother. But I should have got an agreement. But see, that agreement's for European. This is my young brother who needs some help. I'm going to help him. And guess what? He had that European mentality and the savage mentality and just says, fuck me. But that's all right.
Right.
You reap what you sow.
Right.
I'm not angry.
So
I'm not angry, but I just want to say this part. And I'm going to get off that. Listen to this part. Imagine how I had to live. I go in the store, see Fat Farm, Baby Fat. Wait a minute. Def Jam Comedy, Def Jam Records. Just think about me. And I hear his name, and I'm saying every night, I'm a young man. I'm like, look at this shit here. And he wouldn't take my phone call. That's deep, man. I'm surprised.
Right.
But go ahead.
This is what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to go from my perspective, my history, what I saw. This man, Jeff, Jeff Harris, he was the dude that brought all the talent to our neighborhood back in the days.
T Connection, Double Exposure, Crown Heights Affair.
Right, Double Exposure, Crown Heights Affair, whatever. So, what I want the younger generation to understand that in the earlier days, no one knew that this was going to end up being $1 billion business. This was just something that people were doing. I don't want to say it was for fun or whatever, but it was a hobby. It was fun. Henji, I want to chime in on you for a second. Now, Henji, he lived in, he was born and raised in Brooklyn and moved to Los Angeles around 1981 or whatever. Yeah. So he has like a kind of like a unique spin on the whole culture because, he got the New York culture, moved to California and got the Los Angeles culture. And that's when him and his brother, they linked up with Ice-T or however and became who they became. Henry, for you living in Weeksville projects, okay, question. Weeksville, is that Crown Heights or Bed-Stuy?
Crown Heights.
Crown Heights, because some people, they'd be like, nah, that's still Bed-Stuy. Some people like, no, once you pass Atlantic Avenue, you're in Crown Heights.
Yeah,
whatever. But,
exactly. Exactly.
When you were young, you had you and your brother, you guys had a crew called the Spin Masters. Before you started playing music, what was it like for you going to the park? What did you see? Like what was going on?
Well, back in the days, we was the Cut Masters when we was in Brooklyn. So when we came to LA, we said the Spin Masters because LA didn't know nothing about what cutting meant. So we kind of twisted it a little. But in New York, in Weeksville, it was Grandmaster Flowers in St. John's Park. That's what it was for us. So that was the beginning stages.
I used to always book Flowers too.
Yeah, some big shit right there. And so Grandmaster Flowers was up there in the park doing this shit, like rocking, like you could hear it from 10 blocks in every area, that. So that's our first. What was that?
I like
that
Pete
was our
DJ
first.
Jones.
Yeah, that was our first. What was that?
Did you familiar with Pete DJ Jones also?
Yeah.
Did you work with him?
Nah, I was young, man. I was like 14. So I moved out. I was like 14 years old when Flowers used to come to the park. So that and the cassette tapes that we used to hear, the distorted cassette tapes that used to come from the Bronx with Whipping Them and Kaz and, Flash and all of them and Busy Bee. So we was basically got our hip hop from listening to their distorted cassette tapes because we really lived Brooklyn when we were that young. And then we relocated to LA in 81. And we kind of, in a sense, was the first ones to bring that East Coast sound to the West Coast. So we integrated with them, met Kev Mack, we met Ice-T. We was looking for Ice because we was rocking in the Latino community where the group Cypress Hill lives at, Cudahy, California out here. So we rocked that for like about a year or two. Evil Lee, my brother, that's Ice's DJ. And then we went to, we wanted to meet the MC so we kind of was looking for a promoter called Uncle Jam's Army. Uncle Jam's Army was one of the biggest promoters in the West. They the ones that Lyor Cohen hooked up with Roger Clayton, rest in peace. And then Russell came. That's when they brought Curtis Blow, running them, Dougie Fresh, and Slick Rick. So that was a transaction with us out here in the West Coast. We DJ'd. We were the ones that basically brought the spinning and the tricks on the turntables and shit like that out of Brooklyn to Los Angeles. So that was our niche when we first came out here.
Nice. Well,
let me chime in on, Kev Mack. Kev Mack is, like I said, he's, a notable, OG, and, a lot of people don't, across America, they never get the perspective of Los Angeles as far as hip hop. They only hear about Los Angeles when it comes to gang culture. So for you, Kev, how was it with you when you were young and you first, heard about the music or, the first time you guys started going to sports arena or whatever? How was it for you? What was the climate back then for you?
Man, it was something new and everybody loved music, no matter what genre it is. But rap hit hard in LA, and I guess after the Message came out and Rapper's Delight and all that, and Run DMC and LA culture. We just like to go to the concert to tear shit up, man. We went to Rumble, but as time went on, there became artists that people actually liked and wanted to go see and listen to the lyrics, you know. And so the atmosphere was actually calming with all the gang violence. You know, it gave us something else to do. You know, go out, see all the ladies at the parties and the clubs and shit. But as
but
far
Kev,
as
back in the days,
yeah,
Kev, real quick, Hans, back in the days when I first came, that's where all the rival gangs met actually within the sports arena. You remember that, Kev, back in the day? So earlier it was kind of like the purge out here in LA when I first came out here.
absolutely.
You remember them days, Kev?
Absolutely. But as far as what Akademiks had to say, I didn't see what he said, but I seen Russell Simmons' response. And my thing is, in dealing with the gang culture, a lot of youngsters talk about how dusty the OGs are, how dusty the founders of individual gangs are. And anytime something's new and it's not based on finances, you're just doing something out of a passion or doing something because you're young, you're a teenager, you don't really know where something's going to go. It's not going to be a lot of money in it. And a lot of our elders got strung up on dope along the way. So, yeah, they didn't have social media and ways to monetize gang interviews and gang pictures and stuff like that. So it's almost the same as hip hop on the East Coast, man. The pioneers aren't going to be as financially stable as the younger dudes. That's just how it is. And one more thing I want to say is, just to go along with that, as far as it pertains to hip hop, I remember in 1986, Ice-T told me, he said, man, I got to find something new to do because I'm fixing to be 30 years old and I'm not going to be able to be on stage rapping. It's not going to be no money in hip hop. So even Ice, who was a pioneer of LA hip hop, LA gangster rap, he didn't even see where this was going to go as far as money and longevity. So assuming what Russell is, what I get from Russell Simmons, what Akademiks said, it's some truth to it, but it's actually an idiotic statement if you don't understand the origins and the difference between then and now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think for me, the stuff that he said, I feel, first of all, you just don't talk about people you don't know. You know what I mean? Especially when you go off of how a person is dressed or how he looks. The people that sign those checks, it's, when Jay-Z was on Def Jam, somebody signed that check. Any artist out there that went double, triple platinum, whatever kind of money they made, there's somebody still signing their check that when they walking down the street, they probably got on some Levi's and a t-shirt and some sneakers, and you would never know that if this dude is making X amount of money, what do you think the person that's signing the check gets? So for me, the statement he made about these guys that created hip hop, they look dusty, they ain't got no money. Where were they supposed to get money from it when they started it? It wasn't monetized yet. There was, Rapper's Delight, I think, came out in 79 or 80. So prior to that, it was just something that was done in the parks and in the clubs or whatever. And for me, I never knew that this culture, genre of music, whatever you want to call it, would be $1 billion business like that. There's no way that anybody could have told me that back in the 70s or early 80s. I just thought, some people did it and some people don't, but for it to be where it is now, it's crazy. But then again, like I said, it's all about respect. And, you know, some people, they have a platform and they just say whatever comes out of their mouth without thinking. But the problem is, you know, everybody knows somebody. Like everybody's, you know, everybody knows somebody. And what I mean is that you disrespecting what you saying. These guys are older. You don't know the situation. These guys might have kids that don't play. They might have nieces and nephews that don't play. So it's like, I think people, especially that generation, they gotta realize that, yo, you just can't, you know, say the first thing that come out your mouth and think that it's not gonna be a problem, even though it shouldn't be a problem, but it's just all about respect. Why would you disrespect the people that, if it wasn't for them, there would be no platform for you to be talking about hip hop or whatever. Because at the end of the day, when it was just the music, you know, there were no urban clothing lines. There were no urban magazines. There was no urban video shows. There were no so many jobs that this culture, you know, brought to the table, that if hip hop didn't happen, like LL said, yo, you be on the corner drinking a beer right now, drinking a 40, you be a city worker, you be in the service, you be, you know, but you got the ability to have a platform where you're making money, you know, disrespecting the culture or whatever it is you're doing, and it's just not cool.
But you know what? Can I say something?
Hold up, Jeff. Hold up, Jeff. Hey, look at that. Respect. That's a big word. A lot of times right now, you're expecting people to do something they don't have. We was taught. We ain't had no choice about to understand what respect means. Because if you step out of line, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get your head taken off. So right now is with these individuals, they go on these keyboards or they go online and they do and say certain things, not even understanding. Once again, we didn't have this. We didn't have, like, as far as the internet and social media. Normally, we are face to face, and you dare somebody to say something that was justified because you know what's going to happen. So these days in time, even when you know you listen to the guy Akademiks calling these guys dusty, man, listen, unless you got the whole army with you, that's the only way you're going to pop trash like that. So we got to teach these kids how to have that word, like what Aretha Franklin say, respect. They don't have it no more. They don't even understand what respect is.
I agree.
Yo,
no doubt.
Reality is this, yo. I started the hip hop as dancing. I'm 10 years old. Nobody paid us a dime to dance. We just loved the music, like he said. It was about the music. You know, we was battling each other, whatever, some dance stuff. By the time we got some decent enough equipment to throw parties, basement parties, birthday parties, stuff like that, a little bit of money we got went to some 32 ounces, some smoke, and some extra records. You had to get records. You couldn't be in this if you didn't have no records. But it wasn't no money. It's $200. Somebody birthday party or the community center. You gave you $200. You know, you got some records. Like I said, some bags of smoke, 32 ounces. Nobody was looking at it as a job at that point. It wasn't even no record deals. So it was just for fun. It was just for the love of the game, the love of the competition, crews battling, whatever that stuff was. Like I said earlier, nobody was making any money to be planning this was going to be some type of business at the time. As far as this dude Akademiks and what he said, like I said, ain't nothing that was in the beginning is in the end. The money that's made in the beginning of something when it's starting out is a level that's just non-existent. And then you got these guys now got contracts, these NBA contracts. Those guys in the old days, they're looking like, God, dang, on, look at this. These guys is making far more money than we was making. That's how everything is. But as far as Akademiks is concerned, it's starting to seem to me that these people are making these statements on social media just a trend or something. Because the statements they're making are making no sense at all. Fat Joe makes a statement that makes no sense at all. 50-50 created hip hop. Then Busta Rhymes goes off with the Caribbean created hip hop. It's like they doing it's just a trend, yo. That's the only thing I can see going on because this stuff is not making any sense. The statements are totally have no foundation to be making. There's nothing to make these statements on.
You know, Al, you're Al, you're definitely correct about that. The only problem that we have here is that we're all adults and we get it. We know, like, talking out the side of your neck. But you got these kids here that they listen to this stuff and they don't know any better.
No, I think he's been in the game with a platform. I can't believe these guys have podcasts talking hip hop, but have no knowledge of hip hop. I mean, that's a little bit ridiculous, man.
Right.
You got a podcast. He got podcasts. He got followers. And I know they're young, but to be young, if you're going to talk about something, shouldn't you research what you're talking about? I can't believe
you're definitely right, but it's basically, you know, what's the word? A lie will go around the world, and the truth is not going nowhere. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But I mean, I think it's our duty. It's up to us. And when I say us, I don't just mean us. I mean everybody that's of age. That listen, we got to start telling these kids the truth. Like we have to tell the truth. And not make, you know, it's almost like with today, these kids, they think everything they're doing, like this is like it hasn't been done. And to me, this is a rerun. Everything you're doing, I've seen it a million times. And I know Kev, I know you probably like, yo, these kids thinking they doing something different. And it's like, yo, like you're not doing nothing. Oh, I see we got Grandmaster D from Houdini in the building. So, Drew, we was just talking about the situation, you know, Akademiks made a statement about the people who created hip hop, you know, are dusty and, you know, whatever, these stupid comments, you know. I mean, what's your take on this?
I'm not happy at all. They need to shut him down right now. He need to stop eating, because when you disrespect people that came before you and paved the way, you wouldn't be making money right now, wasn't for hip hop.
Right, and you know what? Let me stop you right there. Who paved the way for you? Like who made you Grandmaster D?
So many, man. I mean, me being in high school, my first year, freshman, I got to give it to my boy WizKid and Master Don from the Deaf Committee. And, you know, he goes to Grandmaster Flash, Grand Wizard Theodore, all those brothers that came before me. Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flowers, Pete DJ Jones, all those brothers that came before me. Got to take your hat off.
And the reason why I asked you that, you're not disrespecting them.
No.
You're not like they look dusty or they.
No. You know, it's one thing you learn in life, man. When you respect the game will respect you. But you got to give back. You know, in order to get to the future, you got to know what happened in the past.
There you go.
Hey, well, I mean, I remember I said one time that you know, I remember back in the days, if you look at any R&B singer, they always said, where did you learn how to sing or who did you follow? They would always say somebody from the 60s that they, you know, whatever. Today, they don't mimic nobody. It's just, you know.
They don't want to know you. They don't care about you. It's all about them and about right now.
Right. So now, Drew, you're down with a committee called the Hip Hop Alliance. What is that about?
Yeah, it's about giving back and getting health care for rappers, DJs, artists, singers, you know, performers. And Curtis Blow started it with Dr. Bob Lee from WBLS. And it's all about giving back. You sign on. We just partnership with SAG-AFTRA. And
Screen Actors Guild.
Yep. So we're giving back, you know, for people that fall on hard time and, you know, they got healthcare and they put it all together. And that's what it's all about. And it should have been done years ago.
Oh, so you guys are putting a platform together for people that were in the industry that never did maybe, do well, and now you're able to get them healthcare and dental
Yes,
insurance.
yes, that's what we're fighting for now, and we're reaching out to the people that came early days that's less fortunate right now that needs a hand, a helping hand. And Curtis Blow, that's my good friend and a good brother of mine, and he had went through open heart surgery with he had to get a new heart transplant, you know, and they took care, they flipped the bill for him, and that was so important.
Hey, but you know what? Look at what you say. And to me, when I sit back and think about all that stuff, first of all, you're right. Look what's going on. Back in the days, they didn't have all that. It's like right now is we did it for fun, entertainment, and nobody thought it would have grew into $1 billion operation. So once again, those that able to eat and that benefit, they should be, right now paying homage by starting GoFund, giving back to the people that paid away.
Oh my God, you are so right. You are 100% right. Because we fought the war. Those brothers fought the war that they didn't have to fight. A lot of these brothers just walk in. And they're seeing, like y'all said earlier, they seeing NBA money. We didn't see money like that.
Exactly.
And you look at these platforms now, half these people, I don't even know them. They should not have the right to speak on hip hop if you wasn't there from the beginning. You should have nothing to say.
At all.
Right.
At least back then, we understood what was being said.
That's
now
right,
you turn
man.
on what the hell did you say? You scratch your head,
just like
you can't
you
even
said.
comprehend.
Yeah, the word of mouth.
We had a knowledge of the music our parents played. We didn't just listen to we didn't just listen to the music that was made today. We listened to the music our parents played in the house.
Yes.
As everything moved on, we had a library. We grew up with a large library of music, and that's
yes. And you got to look back.
It don't come from right now. Disco was before hip hop, and we got the 2 turntables and all that from the disco. The records that were being played were R&B, jazz records, breaks parts. This was all it's all an evolution. It was all an evolution, and we were just us having fun in black culture. It's just how black people do. We hear music, music. We have fun. We enjoy what we're doing. And then
and
the powers that be turn things that get popular into money.
That's right. Because we didn't know what was going to turn.
Nobody seen this coming. We didn't. As a matter of fact, I remember it was our parents, Hispanics. When the hip hop was starting, they was all calling us noisemakers. Our parents, they said y'all a bunch of noisemakers. Y'all about to come and go just like that.
You're right. And not only that,
everybody was saying the same thing. Nobody was down with it, but the younger generation that was trying to make their own way away from the discotheque DJ, away from those guys that played in the clubs. The younger people wanted to take that and do it our own way.
Yeah, that's right.
Evolution.
Yeah, and you know what? Nobody thought it was going to last. They thought it was a lot of noise.
Said it wasn't going to last.
But think about how many people was coming in the park. The word of mouth was bringing people to the park.
That's a fact.
And so, to disrespect, it's no way in hell I would ever do it. Even when I got famous and was making money with Houdini, man, if I see the brothers that came before me in the Roxy's or any club, we would drink champagne together. That's how I was. I was sharing with them because that's how I cared about it. And they opened the doors for me, so I don't disrespect them.
But can I say,
your elders? They are elders. Let's get a platform to which to either enjoy or make money off of. And you turn around and bite the hand and feed you.
Hey guys,
we bit their hand and feed them by even saying that about old people. You're living off the culture. Without that, you don't have a job.
That's right. Hip hop is the biggest form of hip hop in the world. I mean, we got commercials because of hip hop. We got movies because of hip hop. Every commercial on TV now is about hip hop.
But
and we should be collecting off of that too.
Hey guys, can we hear from Disco Twin? See what he got to say?
Yeah. Yeah, where did Twin go?
He's here.
I don't see him.
I don't see Twin no more.
Yeah, I see him.
Hey, gentlemen, can I
there
say
he is.
something? Can I say something next?
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Can I say something next?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff.
I want everybody.
Jeff, hold up. Let Twin go first, then you go after him.
Yeah, okay.
What up, Twin? He frozen.
Twin, we can't hear you. We don't hear you.
Turn your mic up, Twin.
And somebody has a dog in the background.
Yeah, Moss.
That dog.
Who got that little chihuahua?
That's Henry.
Nah, that's not mine.
Who got that teacup Yorkie?
You good, Twin? We don't hear you.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, but okay, so listen, guys. You know, I want to make sure we stay on the script with you know, what we're trying to get across is that, you know, the guy Akademiks, you know, what he said, and that maybe he might see this and maybe he might have a change of heart and understand that you just can't go around disrespecting people, especially you don't know them and you're going by how a person dressed and, you know, if they look like they might not be doing well or whatever the case. You just never know what a person's been through in life for you to make these kind of statements. It's just really ridiculous.
Incredibly ridiculous.
Hey, being that Twin is
He's
back.
100% wrong.
Go ahead, Jeff. What you got?
Go ahead, Jeff.
You know what, guys? I like for y'all to take this away and put it in your heart, because this is a true story. And I didn't come on here just to come on here. I came on here for a reason. I want young people to know. I had a hot dog stand. This young man came to me and said, "Listen, I want to go in the music business. I have no money." Okay. He asked me for $300. I gave him that $300. He came back the next day for another $300. And he made me such deep promises that I'm going to be a part of it and da-da-da-da-da. That man was Russell Simmons. I'm telling you, I want you to go away tonight and understand how he got his. See, I'm going to put up a flyer. See this flyer? We just made this flyer because we're getting ready to do the documentary and tell how it really went down. See this flyer? I got Russell Simmons' picture, right? I got the domino effect. The domino runs to Steve Harvey, LL, Jay-Z, Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock. The domino effect. So if I don't help Russell, look at the domino effect. It went to all these cats here. A Frankfurter man, a young hot dog. He wasn't man enough to tell the world who fused him. It was the Frankfurter man on young black brothers who worked. We fused him. Y'all need to know how this shit's. I'm not saying I started hip hop. I launched his career financially, and he turned around and didn't acknowledge us at all, and didn't pay us back. I feel like that's a hip hop crime. You understand? Because that's a beautiful story to see young black men. He came with his dream. He had no money. He couldn't get on a train to go take care of his business. We had a Frankfurter business at 1920. We had every corner on Jamaica Avenue locked down with a cart. And he come up there every day and we give him that money. And look what happened. So I want that. See, it's important. The importance of that. Everybody's talking about they started. I'm not saying I started hip hop. I fused his career. So y'all put me where I need to be. I ask y'all, put me where I should be in hip hop. But you know what? I can't let that go. I can't let that story. That's a treasure. That would happen. Oh. He wasn't met. Know why we didn't tell that over the years? Because we didn't want to hurt his business. We were married. Go ahead.
Jeff, look at what you're saying. Back then, all we had was our word. That mean if our word was no good, that mean we as an individual was no good. So hopefully, guess what? He will right his wrong. He would probably take heed and right his wrong. Hey, we're gonna hear from Disco Twin.
Go ahead.
What's up, baby? What's up? Y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Master D?
Yeah, what up?
You forgot you came to Resetter? You forgot? You forgot you came to Recenter?
Man, don't start that shit.
Trying to get in. I didn't hear no shout out.
I've been there with you.
Yeah, man. I've been there from the grapevine.
Yeah, what up, friend?
When, like I said, when there was no rap records out, nothing, in the trenches, carrying our speakers down Vernon Boulevard, you know, and I see they just trying to exclude, you know, us OGs. I'm not offended by what he says. I'm used to that, man. You know, most of the younger generation don't have too much respect for us, and that's because the generation is messed up.
Well, they got a lack of knowledge. First of all,
they was born into technology. They was born into what's going on now. We didn't have that, so they're a lot wittier than us, and they can get around and do a lot more things than we could because we weren't privy to that at all. We had to go to the payphone. You know what I'm saying? No computers, no technology was out there. So you got a lot of them that's just not giving us the respect based on what's going on now. The money's different, far different. It's a lot abundant compared to what we was coming.
Well, less talent.
Well,
more
listen.
money for less talent. More money for less talent.
Right, but listen, twin. You know, Russell, he did comment, you know, he made a post, you know, and also LL did, and you know, both of them basically were saying, you know, like, why would you disrespect the people that paved the way for you? You know, just because a person doesn't have money. And I think that's the problem with society, especially with our people, with this culture. It's like people look at you based on, you know, your bank account.
Right.
And, you know, what's his name? Gilly the Kid said about Rick Ross. He said, there's a lot of goofies out there with money. Just because you got money doesn't mean that you understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of goofies.
Well, here's another thing. I don't know. Did you hear what you call what's his name? Boogie Down Production. What's his name?
KRS-One.
Did you hear his conversation today?
No.
He was talking about how we got robbed when a black company owned everything, all the rappers, all the rap groups, with the Sugar Hill Gang. They had the hottest acts, and as black men people, they robbed us. So they robbed, you know, what was to become in the future. You understand what I'm saying? They took away everything that we build on our business. They took away that by what they did to our group. You know, they had all the hot acts at that time. You know, Sugar Hill Gang, Melly Mel, Funky Four.
Her name was Sylvia Robinson.
Yes, he was talking about how that company and Sylvia and her husband robbed the black industry from the roots. So it set of trends. You know what I mean? So we just gotta have to come to a happy medium and figure out how we can do things collectively, because it's not good for us. Hopefully in our time, you understand, we have more years behind us than we do in front of us. So what do we do? You know, we hate on each other, and for whatever reason, we don't want to see anybody happy. You know, I go through my lumps and bumps with everybody in the industry. I think maybe because I'm light skinned, they want to throw us under the bus. I said,
right now we all getting thrown under the bus because generation.
I was waiting for Drew to give me a shout out. Saying, yeah,
big shout out to Disco Twins. You know what I'm saying?
I was in the cut, like, you know, looking through your computer. He didn't see.
Now, I had to get that out when I first was in high school because that's where it started. And then I ran into y'all.
Yeah, well, let me ask you a question, Drew. Was you DJing back then, or what was you doing before when you came to the center? I don't know.
Yeah, I started in '77 with Master Don.
Okay.
That was my teacher. He was in my class.
So it's fair to say when you came to the center, you wasn't playing yet, or what?
No, I was playing a couple of places.
Well, then you need to say that. See, because that gets lost.
Yeah,
that's the problem there. We don't edify each other when credit is due. I can show you clearly with those eyes. Yo, can I get in? Yo, come on in.
I knew it was coming, man.
Yo, I was in the cut of the computer. Hassan had me in the back. I was like, oh shit, you don't see me? Good, let me wait.
Yeah, and then you finally let me get on the turntable.
But I let you get down, right?
Yeah, you let me play in the center that time.
Man, say it. That's the problem with that. That's the problem with that. We gotta edify each other somewhere along the line. Am I right, fellas?
Nah, no doubt, definitely. Like Twin lived on my block at one time. And before I even knew that him and his brother were DJs, like back then, that was I think you lived on 96, the first 96, not the second one. That was like 74, something like that, 73, whatever the case. But once I found out that they did play, and we would go to Astoria Projects all the time or whatever, and these guys just got bigger and bigger until it went into Queensbridge, in the wintertime, Recenter. These dudes were, like, to me, the first DJs that turned into promoters that was DJing and promoting at their own party, whatever. But I'm saying that to say is like these, guys that created this thing, I think that the younger generation, if they would just sit and talk to you, you know what I'm saying? Like if they, because we have so many stories and history that they just don't know. And it's guys like this academic character coming on here trying to create a divide. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like there's no divide because the culture is a culture. I don't care how old you are.
Well, let me say this about Twin, and I will say this because I haven't seen this in the industry. Twin brought to the industry the equipment. I mean, him and his brother had the equipment. Listen, they weren't broke. I don't know what Akademiks talking about. Listen, I don't know how Robin and Reggie, how y'all did it, Twin, but I can say this. They had the drum machine. Matter of fact, they had the 2-inch reel in their basement, in their house, a studio record. They had the equipment that helped not just myself, our whole community. You need to make a record, Twin had a studio. You need a DJ, Twin had the equipment. They had money. Yes, they had the best equipment at a very young age. Oh, so we couldn't get off the ground. Them twins had it going on financially. So Akademiks, I'm sorry, wasn't no broke motherfuckers back then. We had money. Our Twin, I don't know how you got your money, but there was money around. We weren't in recession back there. Then we in the 70s. Gas was 35 cents a gallon. So I don't know if people talking about people were broke back then. The money was flowing back then. You kidding me? Shit. Drug dealers up and running. Crazy. Plenty of money out there.
The money's different from opposed to when we was coming up to the generation now. Everything is allowed to them. They have everything in front of them. We didn't have nothing. We had to go out and hustle.
Right.
My mentor was Phase One. I was, new sounds inspired me. I mean, I used to go down, check out Grandmaster Flowers and Plummer. All those guys are before us. You understand? So I'm inspired by the guys that's before me, and I definitely acknowledge them. I hands down. New sound, I was inspired by them. Phase One was our mentor. And, I used to check out Flowers, Maboya, PTJ Jones, Becky, the Together Brothers. The Electrified Sound Apps is the first group that I seen playing at Harvey Custom Sounds, and which got us involved that we wanted to do something because our school was around the corner from there. We was going to Lower East Side Prep, for kid people that was.
Yeah, that was when we got kicked out of regular high school.
Yeah, we went there. No, we went to Brian, but we left. We started doing something because we was always hustling. We did shoe styling.
But twin. Look at all the parts you played in for free.
Yeah,
for the culture. For the culture. Bring the people together out in the park. No money involved.
Well,
Right,
right,
but now, listen,
we was in the trenches.
Right, but listen, guys, the main thing here is okay. This guy, Akademiks. I mean, I Google him. It says his Wikipedia says he's 31 years old.
Right.
A lot of younger people don't understand that they're going to be older one day.
That's right.
Like, you know,
if they can make it to our age.
Right. So it's to me, it's kind of crazy that you're frowning upon people that, you know, help create something that you're generating income off of, and you want to. The only thing you could talk about is somebody dusty, or, you know, they might not have teeth in their mouth, or whatever the case is, instead of just paying homage and maybe like trying to help that person, if anything.
Right. Well, you know, I think Russell did a great job in what he was trying to say, and LL, and they, you know, they was very passionate about what they were speaking on. And
but you know what? You know, I can't feel Russell Simmons, Joe. Y'all cats is missing a good point here. When I'm listening to you, Twin. No, I can't feel the brother because he hasn't been honest with hip hop. See, you gotta understand something, man. If you ain't been honest with this culture, you understand? That's important to me. See, they got a hip hop museum going on. The truth need to be out there. We fused him with hot dog money. Period. Okay? There was no hip hop. He was coming to me. He had no money. He begging us, and we hooked him up. Okay? That's how this shit started. And from there to Steve Harvey, to LL, to Martin Lawrence, that hot dog money did that. And y'all need to. So when you say Russell, and he hasn't been man enough to tell the world, do you understand, the truth? This is why it's coming. The documentary's coming in about a month.
You know something, you know what's funny? You say about he's 31 years old, right? But just look at all of our music. When we was younger, our R&B artists had a far longer shelf life for the most part. And since hip hop joined in, since hip hop came a part of stuff, it's like the younger generation has been pushing all the older artists out, and the industry's helping do it. Like, you know, when Brian McKnight went out, like Brian McKnight, for instance, he was a good writer, song singer, but it doesn't seem like they got pushed out kind of early. Like all of a sudden, some young people came, and then those young people had a short shelf life, and then they were pushed out too. That's become the trend of all the stuff we're doing now. The younger people are just pushing everybody out, and it's like, hell, the F with the older people. It's not their time. They done. We don't gotta respect them, and that's what you got these young people all on these air now, talking without having. Like I said, I told you earlier, I don't believe they don't have the knowledge. I believe they're making these statements because right now, look how many people are on there talking about them. Look how many other artists, other people have responded to what Akademiks has said. He's trending right now. He's trending for saying something negative. I'm really believing these guys are saying these crazy off-the-wall statements to get their points up somehow. Like we think it's going backwards, but it's really going forwards. We're not watching the board.
Hey, listen what you're talking about. Drama sell, negativity sell. When people get on here and start talking crazy, that's what sell. Not saying that it's right. I don't agree with that because once again, some of that stuff on the internet, when they start getting all involved in it and being disrespectful or saying foul things, then when you see these persons face to face, then you got a price to pay. But once again, I think they go by that formula. Love and hip hop, what sell? Drama. Housewife, the housewife show, what sell? When they start fighting, drama, negativity sells. So you're right. Some of these cartoon characters, they know from a marketing strategy. Okay, I don't really agree what I'm about to say, but they telling me if I say this, my number's gonna go to the roof. And guess what? You got some idiot. Let me take that chance, and bingo. Hey guys, let's see what Kev got to say because he's been quiet.
What's up, Kev?
Yo, Kev Mac, where you at?
He fell asleep.
His mic muted too.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Kev.
Just chilling, man. Watching football and listening to you brothers. I'm listening to the man that keep repeating the Russell Simmons story, and I'm learning a little bit about some hip hop pioneer names from you, brother.
Right, but Kev, so like just because like I was saying earlier, LA has its own hip hop history that it hasn't even really been documented where everybody knows like how
Right.
it started out there, whatever. But I mean, for you, you of age, and the people that you saw when you were young that might have been, playing at, the sports arena. I heard of Carolina West, Uncle Jam's Army and all that stuff. For those guys that are older now, that they really didn't financially make anything off of this culture, because by the time it was monetized, the older guys, they're older, they're getting jobs and they're married and they got kids and all that stuff. So what do you say to, academics? Because I'm sure a lot of people in LA that were older that might not be doing too good financially, but it's not about how much money you got, it's about what's in the heart.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pioneers. I don't remember every name, but Egyptian Lover was big. Crystal Love, a lot of rappers that never even really got known, but was good, like Rapper Stein style. You had a lot of dudes out here emulating New York rap and gangster rap, but you got to understand, on the West Coast, hip hop was kind of frowned upon when it first came out if you were a part of the gang culture. The gang culture didn't really accept hip hop initially, but then it became more popular as people like Ice-T, Eazy-E, those guys came with the gangster rap. And then, you get the Dub C's and the DJ Quicks, guys that came a little later, like that second wave of LA hip hop.
Right.
G, Evil E, even the boy Prince Whipper Whip, Bronx Style Bob, they used to come to the West Coast and and rock little parties and got known out here. But he and G and Evil E, they used to make mixtapes. Because in New York, I don't know if you guys know or you remember, but New York, you guys got all the rap records first. And so Hen and them, they would get their crates full of albums, and they would rock Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh and the Kumo D's and guys like that. And so when the East Coast would come to the West Coast, like I was saying earlier, it became a point where we embraced it, where we liked certain LL Cool J. I didn't want to leave him out. We embraced a lot of the rappers because it was different, and we understood that this was a business now. It wasn't just for fun and just coming to rock a party. The passion of it has started to change for financial gain.
Kev, who was the first rapper out there? LA. I don't know. We don't know that story. I don't.
Him would have to tell you, but Ice-T,
right?
But Ice-T was the most popular. He put hip hop on his back in LA. He had a lot of the East Coast connections, partly because of his DJ and G.
Right. Now, Kev, I remember I think this had to be about 82, and this is before Ice-T, like 82, 83, when Video Music Box first started in New York. It was a video show that played, the first one in New York that played hip hop. And it was like it came on like maybe once a week, like at 2:00 in the morning or something like that. And we would stay up and watch it. And sometimes, Ralph, shout out Uncle Ralph, he would just play straight rock music. And we'd be like, they didn't play no, But there was some guys from LA called the LA Dream Team. They had a video back then. They were, I know that they were like in the early days.
Yeah, but see, no disrespect to the Dream Team or the originals, but the Dream Team was kind of like, laughed at.
Right.
Like a gimmick. You know what I mean? And so those names, LA Dream Team isn't one that I would really, bring to the forefront. Again, no disrespect.
Yeah.
you know, coming from LA, we was a little harder, man. We was more like Brooklyn guys, you know, and so we wanted to hear somebody that was talking shit. Somebody, I mean, you like
Hey, Kev, what about King T?
Oh, we love King T. King T came a little.
Tila's good.
He was like the second wave.
Right.
King T.
Listen, Kev, I got a quick story. I remember my first time going to LA. I was, you know, Drew. It was Houdini, LL, Dougie. I was with Eric B and Rakim. Public Enemy, Stetsasonic, Fresh Prince. So you know, when we finally made it to LA, you know, my first time. So I'm like, you know, California, palm trees, the beaches,
right,
you know, all that stuff. So we did the sports arena. Yo, every 10 minutes it was something going on.
Yeah.
Every 10 minutes it was like, what's up with these
they reckless out there? They reckless out there?
Huh?
They're reckless out there.
What?
Yo, it was every 10 minutes. It was a big fight. They had to turn on all the lights, stop the music.
Really?
You know, yeah, it was crazy.
See, some of the brothers on the panel came late, but that's what I was saying in my opening. We wanted to go to the concerts just to tear the shit up. We was going to fight because you knew it was gonna be other brothers there from other hoods. So that was our thing. Hen G will tell you a lot about that. You know, I used to see Hen place. I'd be like, hold up, Hen, I gotta go and rumble. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got a question though. I got a question because y'all here. Somebody got to have an answer. So, what was the first record to drop outside of New York? Who dropped the first record outside of a New Yorker?
I think it was it Egyptian Lover, maybe? That I heard.
Grandmaster D, you're a DJ, man. You're supposed to answer that. One of y'all twins, y'all gotta answer that. Y'all DJs, man.
He said the first
Blowfly.
The first record to drop, it wasn't a New Yorker.
Blowfly.
Who was that?
Blowfly. Hey, Blowfly.
Damn.
Nah, y'all bugging.
Nah, it has to be something like,
it
got to be Nucleus, Egyptian Lover, one of those records that was, you know, like around
JJ Fad.
What state was that? What state?
I think I don't know. I don't know.
Wow.
You can't forget the Rapping Duke.
Wasn't so one of the early records too?
Well, the Rapping Duke was from Northern California.
From Texas.
Oh, he's from Texas. Okay.
Connection going in here?
Your mic is muted.
The first hottest record in LA.
We'll say that again, Hen.
The first one was Ice-T. The one that went big, 6 in the morning.
Yeah, 6 in the morning.
He said out that came that we didn't hear that out here. We was hearing like the other stuff, like the more commercialized stuff.
Yeah, the one that hit the radio. Who's the first got it after?
Right. But okay, so fellas, now if you had a chance to talk to Akademiks, I'm gonna start with you, Ali Al. What's your conversation?
I would be just like, brother, you never bite the hand that feeds you. First and foremost, you never bite the hand that feeds you. If for some reason you don't understand what was going on, actually don't know, you should need to research it. Since you're a hip hop person, you speak in hip hop, you live up the culture, you should understand and do the history and the research on the culture which you make money off of. So that way you don't say things that's out of pocket, especially disrespectful. Because he basically disrespected people. And like I said, the statement has no foundation. And like we said earlier, my only guess is that he knows exactly what he's doing. So basically, I would be just more like, yo, never bite the hand that feeds you. But I got the idea that you know exactly what you're doing, brother. And that's the foul way about going about it. You don't go disrespecting people just so you can get likes, hits, and cause turmoil. Because if that's what you're doing, that's just completely wrong. And like I said, you're disrespecting people. And sometimes with disrespect comes a karma you're going to have to deal with later.
Yeah.
But you know what's really crazy? He just dissed Russell like, yo,
oh my God,
I'll come up to Bali and interview you. You got these allegations, this, that, and the third, whatever. And it's like the platform that you're on YouTube. Who runs YouTube?
Lior.
And who is Lior?
Russell's homie.
Russell's man.
Exactly. So, I mean, he could get his whole thing just shut down.
Wow.
But that's
that baby the karma coming.
No, but that's people that don't think. They diarrhea of the mouth, just talking, and you don't even know what you're talking about.
I thought that was horrible what he did.
They think they bigger than the game, you know.
Say that again, Hen.
They think they bigger than the game, the rap game. They think they're bigger than the industry.
Yo, where's he from? Where's he from? Where's that guy? Where's the DJ from?
Never heard of him. Don't know.
I think he needs to sit down with a bunch of OGs and really have a
beats on him
conversation. I don't know. He just needs to have a serious conversation with some OGs to understand.
I'm gonna lock him in the closet with Glaze.
I mean, I'm just curious.
Look at the comment on the board, yo. Look at the comment.
Yeah, I'm saying it says your subscribers went up just responded screaming with up. See, got that for ratings, man.
Yeah, that's what YouTubers do, man. Unfortunately, the disrespect is plentiful for a few dollars, man.
Streaming subscribers went up.
Yeah. That's what I said in the beginning. He did it on purpose, yo. You know what he did. It's a stunt, yo. It's a stunt.
Yeah, but the problem is that when you're doing stunts on people that have nothing to do with this, the nonsense of today, and that's trying to, finish their life out peacefully and relax and enjoy whatever time they got left. They don't need some 31-year-old talking crazy about the way somebody dressed. And, they look dusty and, you don't even know what this person has been through.
Like Glaze said, they're going for the bag, yo. Like we said, they're going for the bag. They don't care about none of that. Look how many internet gangsters we got. We got plenty of internet gangsters.
Right. So now the title of this topic was, Akademiks Vlad. Who's, if you had to choose, who you choosing? Because right now, I mean, with Vlad, you expect to do, what he's doing, you expect it, whatever. But from this kid, I mean, I think this was out of left field because I really never heard of him into this situation.
I never heard of him neither.
Both of them need to be canceled. That's a fact. Can't choose between those two.
Yeah.
Because they both taking advantage of the culture. They're not the only people, though. It's a lot of people taking advantage of the culture.
Yeah, for sure. Who never had nothing to do with it.
Hey, Vlad is so cold. He tried to pimp me out, man. Vlad got at me and asked me to work for him, and he wanted me to bring some of the original Crips and Bloods to his platform.
Oh no!
I said, "Nah, man." I said, "I'm not selling my people out to you, man." I kept it 100 with him, man. I didn't disrespect him, but I said, "Nah, man, that I don't think it's cool, and I think our people should keep our history amongst our own people, man."
I mean, the door's been open to too much people now. We got everybody trying to claim a piece of our culture now. We got everybody on the internet saying they got to own a piece of the African descendants here in America's culture.
Exactly.
It's getting out of hand on that whole tip. But like I said, we live in a society, everybody's chasing a bag. And so with that being said, people is going to do anything and everything to get to this bag.
Yeah, so, to get famous.
That's it. And we got to understand that either we're going to cancel these people. And once again, if we cancel them all, I guess these subscribers is not us. So these subscribers is people younger than him.
Yes.
So we can't even really reach them. We can't reach them because unless we come out and put out the movies ourselves, or do documentaries ourselves to correct the stuff they see or they seen. Because like think about it like this: when you watch the hip hop movies that was made in the '80s, they don't really depict what really was the the climate, the culture, or the demographics of the 73 or 74 or 75. If the movie's made in the 80s and they got the people in the movie looking like it's a different demographic. So these kids see that. It's like when we was kids, we see movies about Egypt, but there was all white people in the movie, right? So look how it affected our mind. So they see the same thing. They see in history for people that started writing it after 84, 85, but they're making it look like it was 75. So they're already blinded and dumb. And then you got a guy like Akademiks come out here saying this stuff, and they don't have no choice but to follow because we know less than him. And they think he's already a knowledgeable person because he has the platform. So they following him, and then he can say what he want to say because, like the screen just said, he's facing a bag. And those younger kids ain't gonna listen to us anyway. They're not gonna listen to us.
Hey, look what you say. He got a platform, 2.71 million. Okay, and if you listen to some of the stuff that he said and do and everything like that, and you know what, I start paying attention to him. I think when that young guy, may so rest in peace, PNB Rock, right now sat on his platform and saying as far as security, as far as being right, and that's when I start paying attention to DJ Akademiks. But once again, do I agree with what he's saying? Most of these guys don't know they assholes from their elbow, so how can you agree with them? But in some token, somebody came along and brought this statement up, which is kind of profound. Jeff, read that, Jeff. Jeff looked like he's asleep.
Yo, Jeff.
No, I'm just deep. No, I'm just so deep into it that y'all don't realize that. Yo, man.
It says,
listen, hip-hop, let me tell you how big hip-hop is getting ready.
Jeff, read that comment, Jeff.
Read the comment. Read the comment at the bottom of the screen.
Who's it from?
Some guys say Mass Society.
He what?
Mass Society.
He said allow Jeff to speak his truth because clearly there was things that the kid Akademiks say that woke the guards up. Jeff have a story that need to be heard. Respect.
Thank you. Let me tell you something. I'm not gonna say I started hip hop. I'm not gonna go there. I started that damn Russell Simmons. So that, listen, and that domino effect. See, he was too ashamed to say the Frankfurter men gave me money. You understand? Then read his book. He hasn't been honest, and that's what bothers. And with these young people today, this shit hip hop is going down in history. Let's get the truth out. See, so today I deliver. Now, let me tell you where hip hop is going. I'm dropping a book in 2 weeks. Guess what the title is? The hip hop community is now fighting COVID-19. Bah! Huh? Homie, that's what I'm taking the game now. The book is going to tell us how to survive this. See, every day, you and me, all of us, we breathe free radicals in our system. Today's Saturday, every one of us breathed in free radicals. Free radicals destroy our blood cells. So what you going to do about it tonight? Every one of y'all, we all breathed in free radicals. Okay? We ain't going to do shit about it. Do that for about 3, 4, 5 years from now. You got cancer. You got diabetes. You got a problem. Because you know what? The white man teaches this the way I'm getting ready to teach. Hip-hop, in the name of hip-hop, we getting ready to fight COVID-19. How? Now listen, we all picked up free radicals today. Okay, I'm telling you now how to clear your system. You get antioxidants. Antioxidants are in the fruits and vegetables. So before you go out the house tomorrow, say, you know what?
Jeff, thank you. Jeff.
Anyway,
thank you, man. Thank you.
Say no more.
Thank you. Listen,
say no more.
Hey, if you want to come back and set it up, we can talk some more about the Russell situation and go from there to promote your project. I'll be more than gladly to help you, man.
I'm good. Listen. I came on tonight because not to talk about Russell. I came on because HASSAN asked me to come tell a little story. Fine. We have our own outlet coming. We're gonna drop the movie.
Okay.
That's we're very independent with that. Because that's very personal.
I'm about to get a shirt that says "Hot Dogs Made Russell Simmons," yo.
Huh?
So I'm about to give me a shirt that says "Hot Dogs Made Russell Simmons."
Yeah, and somebody has some background noise going on, rumbling something.
It's like an air or something, like somebody's air. I hear it.
Air conditioning, yeah.
But you know what? I just listen, fellas. We all talk tonight, but I just felt like the last person talked. I mean, you gotta ease up. You know, you gotta kind of like, don't cut me off. You know, it's a way to cut me off. You know what I'm saying?
But yo, Jeff, I got a question for you, Jeff, for the youngster that made this statement. Now, you know, I see you all the time, spot, whatever, and you know, you look like you know, in your 40s. Tell the people how old you are, because this dude talking about the older guys is dusty and this and that.
I'll be 68 next in October 8th.
68.
Blessings, my brother.
Look at that, 68.
No, that's because we always work for ourselves, so we ain't having a tremendous.
No, you know what though? You look younger than Akademiks.
Well, that's what we need to tell Akademiks. Like somebody said before, we dare Akademiks to get old. That's his challenge.
Right.
See, I'm being quiet. I say no more. I'm good. I planted a seed with y'all. I feel real good tonight. That's all.
That's what's up.
All right, Jeff.
Get that truth out.
Hey guys, everybody, let's wrap it up.
T-shirt out, right? You get that T-shirt.
I like that.
So, Hen G, you was kind of quiet tonight, but we're gonna let you go. You there, Hen G?
What up?
Are you there?
Man, sweet, man. That's that good
Wow, okay. That's that Cali. That's Zaza.
That's that Cali chronic.
Nah, but Hen, you didn't say much today. I was like, you know, you could close. We basically done, and you could, you know, just make a statement and we just close with it.
All right,
You can't talk about hot dogs. You made me hungry, yo.
About academics,
and the hot,
you know.
And the hot dog we used was a soubrette hot dog.
Okay, so Ill 110 mentioned, no one mentioned the black spade. I mean, this subject was really about, you know, trying to make some clarity on this character, this clown, the clown with no makeup, Akademiks making, you know, statements about people who started, created, was involved with this culture called hip hop. Yeah, of course, Black Spades was there. You know that Black Spades was, I mean, they was there, and I would think that this guy Akademiks would never, you know, make a statement saying anything about Black Spades look dusty now or whatever. But like I said, Henry, I'm leaving you with this closing, my brother. Let us hear something.
Let's invite Akademiks to this chat. That would be nice.
Yeah, Akademiks, man. I've been checking them. Yeah, I've been checking Akademiks out. You know, my young artists been, you know, tuning into the station. I deal with a lot of these young cats, and they're just real sloppy, man. Just like they were saying earlier, they got all the technology, and you know, they still look like Superman and bot followers and what have you. But they got the younger generation. My vision is to basically incorporate ours with theirs so they can have an understanding. Because any other way, it won't be no acceptance to something like us warring against the young cats. So,
right.
You know, on that note.
Right, and then let me just say this too. You know, for the youngsters out there, you know, killing each other over nothing.
Jeff, is that your phone? Mute your phone.
Jeff, mute your phone.
Mute your phone for me.
Mute it. Why?
Just want to see
mute it.
Noise.
Do what? Mute my phone for what reason? I want to know what for. Give me the respect. Why do you want me to mute my phone?
No, we said the noise. We heard the noise. We think it's coming from your phone. It's quiet now.
Yeah, it is his phone. It is his phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Academics, man, life is, this game of life is about getting old, not dying young. So when you're laughing or making a mockery about how people look, or because listen, you're gonna get old one day too, brother. And there's gonna be a generation that's gonna come behind you that this YouTube thing in 20 years is gonna be something else that you're not gonna be a part of because you're gonna be too old. And you don't want anybody saying to you, Akademiks was one of the founders or one of the big bloggers back in 20 2030, whatever, and then in 2050 you got some young kids talking about, oh, this kid Akademiks, or this old man Akademiks look dusty. Because I think once you get older, you realize like, yo, I don't have to walk around showing how much money I have. That's kids play. That's when you're young, you do that. You got to show what you got. I don't know, maybe this might shed some light, and maybe you might recant your statements and see that, at the end of the day, we all got to stick together, and all you're doing is you're being part of the problem here, causing a divide, and that's not what we don't need nobody dividing. We need people that's bringing us together. On that note, Mrs. Matthews would be Willie Lynch, yes. Yeah, see, she's saying the exact same thing. And what's crazy is that this is not the first time that this happened. This is just a generational thing that we gotta learn how to break this curse.
Yeah, like I said, the generation today is just the kids today. Our kids today is just it's off the chain, man. They're reckless, rebellious, dangerous, and it looked like he's looking to get in a physical confrontation with somebody.
He ain't trying to do that. That's not how you do stuff.
And he's not that type of guy.
Exactly.
I mean, I understand, but that's terrible because he may get some slack behind that.
Well, that comes with the territory when you run your mouth. Like,
yep.
Man, you gotta chill. Yeah, it's reckless, man. I didn't understand. And I'm an elder, so I'm not dusty.
Right, exactly. Right.
Let me look to a stand. Let's see.
I got the gray hair, but I can cut it off. I'm just tired of cutting it.
Okay, but listen, you ain't got to do that though. Because listen, don't get caught up with that. And this is a crazy thing. Where he's at right now, we've been there.
Right.
30 years ago, been there. Where he at right now. Like, come on.
He's got to try to get there. He's lucky if he get there with the way life is today.
Yes, right.
People, make it that far.
Matter of fact, I'm calling Leo in the morning and telling him to dead his cage.
Yeah, harsh. I just gonna end it at this, man. When you respect the game will respect you.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
There you go.
Each one teach one,
we could
but
tell
we
him
gotta
about how. Yo, Drew, we could tell them about how on Delancey Street, I had to save you when they tried to take your sheepskin.
Yeah, right. You must be crazy. I didn't even know you then.
Hey, hold up. Hey, hold up. I got robbed on Delancey Street, so
all right.
I knew. They didn't catch me out there. I didn't even know Hassan geeks it up.
So look, it's no shame, man. Shotgun, gun all up on you. Here, y'all can have it.
Jeff, unmute.
You right, bro.
As long as you got your life, right?
Unmute your mic now if you want to talk. You got to unmute it. Unmute your mic, Jeff. Unmute it.
Jeff, you got to unmute your mic.
Unmute.
You're going to make me hungry.
Unmute.
Hey, hot dog.
Okay, listen.
I
just want to say one more thing. Drew is probably, and I'm not kissing your ass, Drew, but he's probably one of the nicest gentlemen I've ever met in hip hop, and he represents our business so well with his courteousness and his friendliness. So I take my hat off to you, brother, tonight.
Oh,
Very
man.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Yo,
it.
Jeff, how much money Drew gave you to say that? Yo, Jeff, how much money Drew gave you to say that?
My reception.
Thank you,
How
man.
much money Drew gave you to say that?
No, because I every time I met him or
Thank
seen
you
him,
guys as well, man. Thanks,
he was
Hassan.
courteous. He was courteous with me, and it's just outstanding. I mean, the brothers are. You said with the green eyes, but anyway, the nicest gentleman.
Good to stay humble, man. You gotta stay humble and blessed, man.
Brother, it
Don't
worked.
have
It
to
worked.
be us. It could be anybody else.
And I don't know if y'all know, I have put the group Onyx out. I'm just letting y'all know also.
All right.
We can know.
I didn't know if you knew. And I also helped 50 Cent change his name. His name was C Block. I helped his I helped Shanti, Terrence Howard.
C-Block. Yo, Jeff, we got like about 5 different.
Master D is such a gentleman. I just gotta go there one more time, brother. Thank you for don't.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Grandmaster D, hit me. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee.
But I guess that's it, fellas. Till next time.
Absolutely.
Same time, same bat.
All right, brothers. All right.
Y'all take it easy, everybody.
And
Everybody
Glaze,
stay safe,
yo,
man.
once again, thanks
Stay up, buddy.
again for letting us use your platform, bro.
Yeah,
listen,
thank you,
man.
brother.
Yeah.
As long as it keep it
Peace,
clean and
Glaze.
positive, we can
All right,
always
you
come
too.
back. Hey,
All right,
Grandmaster D, we got to do something
Peace,
together,
y'all.
man.
Yeah, Glaze. Good to
Come
see
on.
you, man.
We got to do something, man. You know?
Okay.
All right, guys.
But look,
All right.
Glaze, real quick, I remember when I taught Drew how to DJ.
Yeah, right.
Okay. He's TK Kirkland now. He's TK Kirkland. That's TK
All right,
Kirkland.
y'all.
Yeah. All right, y'all be safe.
All right, guys.
All right, fellas.
Peace, man.